Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Light Beneath Layers, a journey of knowing thyself. Today, I want to share a story that touched the deepest corner of my heart. A simple encounter on a cold evening that became a mirror of my own soul. It reminded me that sometimes a stranger's quiet pain can awaken the emotions we have buried for years. It was a cold evening in late November 2021. I went with Nada, my long-time contractor and a selfless soul, to my daughter's condo in downtown Toronto to fix a few things. While he was working, he asked for a coffee. And as usual, I also asked the concierge, a kind man we know well, if he wanted one. He smiled and said yes. I walked towards the Tim Hortons on the corner of Charles and Yonge Street, a place where many homeless people often gather. I have a habit that whenever I pass by them, I ask if I can buy them something to eat. That evening, I asked one of the men sitting in the group if I could bring food for everyone. And he said yes. And I felt that familiar warmth in my heart, the joy of serving without judgment. Knowing that in their soul journey, this is their path. And in mine, it is to help when I can. As I stood in line waiting for my turn to order, I felt a presence behind me. Another homeless man had come in and stood quietly. I hesitated for a moment, unsure if I should offer to buy him something, because I did not want him to feel offended, but my heart would not let me ignore him. So gently I offered if I could pay for his coffee and if he would also like to order something to eat. He nodded and softly asked for a donut. His energy was different from any homeless person I had met before. There was a quiet heaviness around him, a deep sense of shame, as if life had pressed him into a corner he could not escape. He even tried to hand me $1 and a coin, which he had in his hand to buy himself a coffee. In that moment, I felt the weight of his emotions. He seemed a little ashamed to be a homeless man, perhaps not wanting to be there at all, but brought to this point by life to learn something. Feeling somehow less than me or the people around him. But I smiled and said, "No, please enjoy it. Just send a prayer my way." He whispered, "Of course." We collected the coffee and food for the group outside, and I walked out with that quiet man. He said nothing more, but something in his silent presence stayed with me. It was a feeling I could not name until the next morning during my usual coaching call with my coach. When I shared my day in detail, as I described this man, my voice broke and I began to cry deeply. I realized why his energy had pierced me so deeply. It reminded me of a chapter in my life I had long buried, the time when my husband left me suddenly. I was left with nothing but a mortgage, bills, 2 young daughters, and an empty bank account. I had just spent all my savings on repairing our home. I felt ashamed to ask anyone for help. I remember standing alone, crying to God, saying, I cannot put my hand out to anyone. I trust you. Please help me. And God did. He sent me two angels, Nicholas and Alina. Without me asking, Alina one day said, do you need money to get through this time? Pay me whenever you can. Her words felt like a hand reaching into the darkness to lift me up. With their help, I survived that fragile season of my life. To this day, I am deeply grateful. The quiet homeless man became a mirror to my past self. His shame, his silence, his hesitant hand offering a single coin was my own reflection from years ago. I finally recognized an emotion I had carried but never named. This is the beauty of our soul journeys. Life is a sacred playground where we each learn our chosen lessons. My lesson was to jump into the deep water of uncertainty and trust that God would send His angels. His lesson may be to stand on the edge of humility, learning surrender in a different way. There is no judgment, only divine timing for each soul. As I walked away that night, I whispered a prayer for him and for the version of me that once felt the same. And I thanked God for the invisible threads that connect all of us, reminding us that compassion is the bridge between every soul. Thank you for being here. I upload new healing stories every Monday to Friday. See you in the next story.